The vast majority of suicides worldwide are men. According to HelpGuys.com, in Canada, men account for 3 out of every 4 suicides, which equates to 8 deaths per day and 3,000 per year. In England and Wales, men die by suicide at a shocking rate of 3 times more than women, which equates to roughly 12 deaths per day and 4,200 per year. And right here, in the place we call home, the United States, rates for men are more than 4 times higher than women, representing 79% of annual suicides, amounting to 100 per day and over 36,000 per year. I just want all of you to sit with that for a second. 100 sons, 100 brothers, and 100 teammates gone every day. I'm sure that all of us in this room feel pressure as students, and most of us also athletes, to be strong, hold it together, and never show weakness. How could we not? We need to talk about men's mental health more openly to extinguish the stigma, encourage help seeking, and overall create an environment where men can be completely honest and open about what they're going through without fear and judgment. That's why today, I plan to persuade you all not to only agree with me, but to use your voice to start the change, because there are power in numbers and the change starts with us. From a young age, boys hear phrases like man up or toughen up. We're taught that emotions are weakness, that real men can handle it on their own. In sports, that message only grows louder. You're expected to push through pain, ignore your feelings, and just perform. Scared of disappointing our team, our coaches, parents, or sometimes fearing what the other team might say keeps us silent. For example, I not only play on the men's volleyball team here, I also manage the women's team. At the women's team, every day before they start practice, they come in and they write down their name and the color associated with how they're feeling. Red means zero energy, terrible day. Yellow is maybe you're hungry, maybe a little bit tired, but you're here, and green is 100%. One day, my coach, who has also assisted with the women's team in the past, came down, looked at the board, asked me what it was to explain the feelings chart. After I explained it, he simply said, that's stupid, and scoffed at it. Why would him, referring to their coach, David Kwan, spend so much time worrying about their feelings? This is just one example of how different the standard in men and women's sports can be, even in the same program, standards that completely invalidate the emotions of male athletes. But here's the problem. Emotions don't truly disappear no matter how much you tell them to or how much you tell others who ask that you're fine. According to the National Institute of Men's Mental Health, due to the many stigmas around mental health and the care for it, men are far less likely than women to seek therapy or even simply admit that they're depressed or struggling. Instead, they often cope through anger, isolation, or substance abuse, just to name a few. The result? Pain that gets buried until it's unbearable. It is truly a silence that kills. When I think about this, I'm reminded of athletes like Kevin Love and Dak Prescott who have publicly talked about their struggles with depression and anxiety, both saying they felt pressure to hide their emotions so they did not seem weak. I'm also reminded of my own best friend, Evan. Evan's family is more than well off on both sides. To put it into perspective, he has his own separate room for studying, a maid, his own bathroom, and a heated pool. He's never had to go without or never experienced any huge type of physical trauma. Yet, he has very reluctantly shared his own mental health struggles with me. And no matter how much I urge it, he refuses to seek help. He says that he's worried about how his image could be impacted. Even though it may seem like it's only valid to seek help if you've undergone some sort of serious trauma, even people like Evan or Dak Prescott, who you think had a perfect upbringing or have all the money and the fame in the world, still struggle, and those people still deserve to feel comfortable seeking help. At this point, it would be excessive to keep bringing up examples of why we should talk about it. So instead, I will answer the question of what we should do to change it. As cliche as it sounds, the change truly does start with us. Breaking the stigma is not about forcing men to open up, but about making them feel comfortable enough to do so. We as friends, teammates, and brothers must do a better job of checking on each other, actually listening. Sometimes all it takes is one person showing their care to save a life. From a systemic view, colleges and athletic programs need to do a better job promoting counseling services directly to men, emphasizing that getting help is strength and not weakness. The media must also do a better job portraying men in the artificial stereotypes often represented in TV shows or movies. It would also be highly beneficial to shed more light on campaigns like Movember and It's Okay Not to Be Okay that are two really huge ones that helping to reshape what strength looks like. Men's mental health matters, and the silence is costing lives. We need to talk about it more openly so the environments around us encourage help and do not criticize us for it. criticize us for it. At the end of the day, strength is not about hiding the pain, and you won't become stronger fighting solo and losing battle after battle. Strength is about having the courage to face reality and talk about it. Only then will you truly become strong. Thank you.